What is going on, everybody? It is Ranger Marcus or Marcus Rareman, and tonight we are looking for frogs and salamanders here in the ponds here on our property. There is a lightning and thunderstorm coming in soon, but I really want to look for frogs tonight, so let's get after it.
So this right here is a little cricket frog, but it's a metamorph because it's got a little tail to it. This guy has just come out of the water pretty soon, or pretty recently actually. That's cool. I hear some barking tree frogs in the background though, so let's go find those. So as I was looking at that cricket frog right there, there's actually another one right there, another baby.
So I've been trying to figure out a really weird noise tonight that I haven't heard out here before, and it turns out it is an eastern narrowmouth toad. You can kind of hear it in the background. It's not that barking tree frog, but it's like a little scream thing almost. And that's their call, that's their mating call. So that's cool. Eastern narrowmouth toad, they have a really cool, they got a really cool call, I guess.
And right here, maybe a squirrel tree frog? Not sure. I'll put the actual species here in the video, but maybe a squirrel tree frog or just a very small green tree frog, not sure. And right there, we got our first newt of the night. Eastern newt. See if we can get closer to it. And right there we got a pretty big cricket frog, biggest one of the night. There are frogs everywhere. There's this one here. There is a narrowmouth toad right there. There is a cricket frog right there. They're everywhere.
Right in the middle of your screen there, we have two barking tree frogs in Amplexus. We're going to see if we can get close without disturbing them.
Now I swear I did not place this frog right there, but I think that's a squirrel tree frog, and it's just chilling on top of this thing right above the water, just as I found him. There are quite a few newts in here. There's one right there. There's another right there, and another over there, which is probably the best look you're gonna get. I'm pretty sure that right there is going to be a newt, but it has the gills still. So it's still a metamorph. That's really cool. It's my first time ever seeing that.
A couple more barking tree frogs over here. Maybe two in Amplexus. Very hard to tell from here, but we're gonna go check it out. Here's a very large eastern newt. This is a male. Well, I got one of the biggest bullfrogs I've ever seen here.
See if it doesn't jump away here. That's a big bullfrog.
And two more barking tree frogs in Amplexus here. Hopefully you can get some pictures. And there's the first snake of the night, a banded water snake. We'll see if I can get to it before it gets away. Kind of small one, maybe 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet. Banded water snake though. Let's see how close we can get. Well, that's always weird to see, but I think there's a deer right there. It's like nesting right in between the two ponds, which is kind of weird. I'm gonna get sort of close to it, but I don't want to get too close because maybe it's a mom with some babies. I'm not sure. So it turns out it's just a little baby deer. It's a little fawn. What I've been saying tonight, these are squirrel tree frogs. I think these may just be juvenile green tree frogs. The thing that was throwing me off is their nose is just super blunt there. It doesn't really come to a point at all, so it's kind of throwing me off. So I'm kind of conflicted between juvenile green tree frog and squirrel tree frog.
With the big vocal sac there open because it was just calling. Pretty cool. Here are two more barking tree frogs in Plexus. That is the third couple I've seen now. So there was a slimy salamander that just went in that hole. I don't think you can see it anymore.
But I ended up just flipping this little brown skink also. It's got a really cool yellow stomach. So I think what I found here is a Cope's gray tree frog, which is a lifer for me. It's up in this tree. It's like almost 8 feet off the ground. So you can hear them calling right here too. You can see there's another one right in the middle of your screen calling. And we also have this guy here. So the other really cool thing about these gray tree frogs is that they have these really cool yellow spots right here on the underleg. They also have it in their armpit too, which is a little bit harder to see, but they got it right here on their leg there. Super cool. All right, let's put this guy back. There he goes.
Just flipped a big old slimy salamander, an Ocmulgee slimy salamander. This is the third one of the night, but the first one I've been able to get video of. This is a pretty big one. I'm gonna get some pictures of it. So you can see that white goop right there on the tail, and that's how they get their name, the slimy salamander, because that stuff, when they feel threatened, will ooze that white goo from their tail so that predators won't want to eat them. I'm gonna put this guy back under its log.
So I just had an awesome find. What may not seem awesome to you, but it's awesome to me. I just flipped a rough earth snake. This is my second ever rough earth snake, and I think it is gravid. You can see how thick it is going down to the tail and how small that tail is. Usually that indicates that it's a female. So I think this is a gravid female, and it's gonna be laying eggs soon. Under this log, I presume. Maybe under that hole. So what I'm gonna do is only take a couple pictures of this rough earth snake, and then I'm gonna put her back under this log so she can lay these babies. You can see how big this rough earth snake is compared to my hand. It's a pretty big one. I'm gonna go put this girl back now. There she goes. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me this week here in Georgia. So even in that one night of going out herping, looking at the ponds here, we found 10 species of herps, including 2 snakes, such as the banded water snake and a gravid rough earth snake. We saw some eastern newts, barking tree frogs, my lifer Cope's gray tree frog, narrowmouth toads, southern cricket frogs. Now, if you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Peace.